Praise Jesus. I hope you're well. Victoria once again for Kingdom Therapy. Today I want us to talk about time and chance. Last week we looked at faith. When the year is usually coming to an end, of course, most of us get into fear, panic, anxiety, because we assume we've not achieved what we set out to achieve in the very beginning. So let us talk about time and chance, or what most people call the Kairos moment. That thing which you set out to do, are you sure God wants you to do it in that exact particular time? Because yes, it's one thing to will, and it's another for Kairos moment to happen. It's another for God to have planned your destiny for that particular thing to happen at that time. So what exactly is a Kairos moment? A Kairos moment is the right opportune moment, or the right opportune time that God has set out for something to happen. That moment which spiritually is aligned for that to happen is called a Kairos moment. It's God's opportune given time for that particular thing to manifest in your life. So how exactly do you walk into your blessing? You've set whatever you had to set at the beginning of the year, but how do you walk into that blessing? To walk into a blessing doesn't mean you are praying for a blessing. Those are two different things. So walking into a blessing and praying for a blessing is two different things. When something is happening in your Kairos moment, or in the right opportune time, sometimes you won't even have to pray so much about it. All you'll need to do is align, and that particular thing is going to happen. Because when a moment is a Kairos moment, you've been granted authority for that particular thing to happen. Whoever tries you, whatever altar tries you, whether it's witchcraft, whether it's divination, whether it's bad talk, whether it's like whatever tries you, will not be able to cancel that which is happening at that time, because it's a Kairos moment, because the heavens have set out for that particular thing to happen at that particular or that opportune time. The angels will work for you, the creation will work for you, everything will work for you, because you've been given authority in that particular time for that set out thing to be able to manifest. So we are going to look so much at time and chance. When we look at these amber months, the amber months are September, October, November, and December. These months are not just simply months. These months represent a season and gets in the spiritual realm. They represent a season and gets in the spiritual realm. So, and we know that spiritual gets in the spiritual realm are never closed. They are never locked. No, they are never locked, they are never closed, but they are coded. So for you to get into a particular season, there is always a code. There's always a code which you must crack, which you must understand for you to enter into that season. So we are talking time and chance, but we're also talking seasons and gates. So we've entered into the amber months, which are seasons and gates. They are gates that need to be cracked. They are gates that need to be opened. They are not locked for us, but we need to get codes so that we are able to enter into them. So what exactly qualifies you to enter into these gates, or what qualifies you to enter into this season? The number one thing that qualifies you is going to be revelation. You cannot travel that direction you do not know in the spiritual realm. You cannot travel the direction you don't know. Your revelation will determine how far you are going to travel. So how much revelation is we can describe revelation as the light or as the knowledge to something. You cannot travel a particular you cannot travel into realms and into times except you're knowledgeable about them. So for you to have revelation over something, it means you've acquired knowledge on that something, or you've acquired light that is needed to have a revelation, or to be revealed to. So for you to be revealed, for you to actually understand that, you know what, Victoria, I'm in my season, this is my time, that means you must possess revelation. And for you to get revelation over something, you must possess knowledge over that. So today what I've brought for you is knowledge. I believe now most of you are understanding that we've entered a seasons and gets. We've entered the amber months, which are seasons and gets. This is a time for you. This is a time and chance for you. It's your Kairos moment for you to be able to manifest. This is not a time to sleep. This is not a time to slumber. This is not a time to sisawa yakwe kubagiza nti bannange ebinsobedde omwaka guweddeko binnemye. No, this is a Kairos moment. This is the it time for stuff to be able to manifest. So we know, we've seen light, knowledge, and revelation. So revelation will qualify you to rise. Revelation will qualify you to rise. Revelation will qualify you to elevate. Revelation will qualify you to enter into seasons. So elevation is equal to revelation, but is also equal to relationship. What do I mean? For you to be able to elevate, you must be revealed. Something must be revealed to you. I'll give you an example. A person who wants, let's say, to become a doctor today, once upon a time, it was revealed to them that they need to become doctors, or they have the potential to become doctors. What did they do? They went ahead to seek knowledge to be able to become doctors. And the more they sought knowledge, the more they got light into the field that they wanted to get into. So the moment they acquired the knowledge and the light of exactly what they needed to do, they had relationships. They connected with, let's say, professors, lecturers, fellow students who had the same goal as them. They went to medical school. So meaning, with revelation, you will build relationships in order to elevate. So if you want to elevate into anything, that thing must be revealed to you first. Then you acquire knowledge. Then you acquire light for that particular thing that you want. Then you acquire the right relationship in order for you to elevate. So we want to elevate in these amber months. We want to elevate. So if you want to elevate as a person, you've mastered this is my Kairos moment. This is my time. Do you have knowledge on the thing you want to be elevated into? That thing that you want to achieve. Do you have knowledge for it? Do you have revelation for it? Do you see yourself acquiring it? Are you moving in faith? Because we noticed that last time we moved by faith, but we don't move by sight. So it's not a must that you must be seeing things working together. A child who sets out to get a degree did not begin at the university immediately. They began in nursery school. It was a journey. Have you set out on that journey that you want to achieve? The time is now. You can still achieve, but have you set out? Do you have enough light? Do you have enough revelation? Do you have enough knowledge as to that which exactly you want to achieve? Because elevation is not just going to happen. Elevation is going to happen with the right relationships, and it's going to happen with the right knowledge and revelation. You could have the right area to plant, but as long as you're planting out of season, you're not going to catch anything. When we go into the book of Joel. Let's go into the book of Joel. Joel chapter 2. We're going into the book of Joel chapter 2, verse 25. Joel chapter 2, verse 25. Joel 2:25 says, "So I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten, the crawling locust, the consuming locust, and the chewing locust, my great army which I sent among you. You shall eat in plenty and be satisfied." So God talks about a restoring season. Why do you think God will talk about a restoring years, time, and season? It's because a season can come and it passes you by. Many of us have not done things in our right season. You know, you're looking at people who did things in their season and you're like, how come so and so is doing this? How come so and so is successful? How come so and so is able to achieve this? How come they have this? It's because they did things in your time. So that's the reason why God, our God is there. He's someone who, our God is, you know, he can bring back time that was lost, because you could have you could have had the opportunity to do something in a particular time, but literally failed to do it. First one, we said, because you didn't have enough light, or you didn't have enough knowledge, or your revelation in regards to what you are supposed to do was low. Because remember, we said revelation is elevation. So if you were not revealed to, if you didn't discern your season and your time, you may actually miss that time. So it will only take God for you to be able to access back that season and time. But the moment your season passes, into out of season. If you're doing things out of season, it takes a lot of prayer, a lot of strength, a lot of faith, a lot of things will not easily manifest for you as someone who is doing things within a season. When we go into the book of Galatians 4:4, Galatians 4:4 talks about Jesus also manifesting in a particular time. Let us read Galatians 4:4. Galatians 4:4 says, "But when the fullness of time had come, God sent forth his Son, born of a woman, born under the law, to redeem those who were under the law, that we might receive the adoption as sons." You people, okumanya times and seasons, like there's literally nothing that can happen in the wrong time. Even our Lord Jesus Christ had to manifest at the fullness of time. He manifested at the fullness of time. For him to even begin doing miracles, it had to be at the peak, or at the opportune time that God had created. Remember when we read in the book of we see that there was a wedding of Cana, and then Mary sends the people who are organizing the wedding, and then he tells them that go to Jesus, and then Jesus will turn water into wine. We know what Jesus said. Jesus told his mother, "Woman, it's not yet my time." Why was he saying that? It's not because he didn't have the power to turn water into wine or to create miracles, no, but he knows that he was walking, him being the Ancient of Days, him being the God who is not even subject to time. He knew that he was in the realm of time. He was on earth, which is a realm of time, and things must happen in the right opportune time, in the realm of time. So in the time that you are in, manifestation will only happen at the fullness of time. If it's not your time to do things. Another example is, we look at King Herod. King Herod wanted to kill Jesus so bad, but Jesus manifested in his time. He was born at that exact time the angel said that he will be born. So in as much as, even if Herod did what, he was not going to be able to kill baby Jesus, because everything was fighting on his behalf. Like, creation was fighting for him, the angels were fighting for him, time was on his side, and therefore he had authority. Nothing could shake him, and nothing could even kill him. So as long as you're manifesting in your time, as long as you're working in your time, things are going to work for you. So in this season, as we are ending the year, we've ascertained that we are in our Kairos moment. we have ascertained that we are in our time to manifest. So since we are in the fullness of time, can we go out there and be able to do what we are supposed to do? Because we are ready to be made a manifest. Do not compare yourself to other people. Do not compare yourself to other people's success, but look at yourself. Do you have the right knowledge? That which you want, toko pakopa. Don't try to copy because someone did this, because someone got married last month, I should also get married this month. Because someone gave birth last year, I should also give birth this year. You will die in that hospital. You will die because you did not, because it wasn't your right time to give birth, because it wasn't your right time to begin that business. If you're simply copying people's businesses just because someone has started a business, you will lose your capital, you will lose that money, because then they're operating in their time and season and you're not, because you're simply copying. So we also understand that when you're operating in a Kairos moment, your faith will be up, and then you will have a very high level of revelation. When God has set a particular set time for something to happen to you, trust me. Let's say if God say if you want to do business, you will meet the right people in regards to that business. Knowledge will be flowing from everywhere. People will be telling you, you can actually import from here. The taxes are like this. This is like this. You can actually get cheap products from here. The market goes like this. Information will be flowing because you're moving in your Kairos time. But be that it is not the time for you to begin something. You will have no wisdom. You will have no knowledge. You will have no faith. You will have no revelation for that particular thing at that particular time. Confession or prophesying that you want something will not change your mind. Remember, we said that faith begins, we walk by faith, but not by sight. But remember, faith begins from within your mind. For you to be able to realize that you can be able to do something, it begins from within, inside you. So, whether you confess, one of these days I'm going to come here and we talk about prophetic declarations. You can prophesy, you can declare, you can confess, you can even say, I shall be rich, I shall buy a car tomorrow, I shall be, even if you confess how, but then you're not walking in, like your mind is not set to that particular thing, then it's not going to happen. Because remember that you shall have faith that manifests your confession. The faith, your mind is what stirs up the faith. What your mind believes is what will stir up the faith. As long as you don't have faith for something, your confessions are not going to manifest, because there is always going to be a battle between your mind and what you're seeing physically. Your mind is saying something else, but physically you're saying something else. You're seeing something else. You're like, you're confessing and you're like, I shall be rich. Your mind is saying you're going to be rich, but then when you look physically, you're like, hey, I don't even have a job, how can I be rich? So that is exactly what I'm saying. If your mind is in battle with your mind is in battle with your flesh, then your confessions are not going to come to pass. You need to uplift your faith. Never ever play with your Kairos never play with your Kairos moment, because in that particular time, in the Kairos moment, you're not a failure, but chance is going to happen to you. Everyone else that has won, it's because they operated in the right time and in the right season. That this is your opportune moment is when you meet a man who carries grace. A man who carries grace, for example, can be a prophet. It can be a person with talent, that particular thing which you've wanted to do for so long. So if you find a person who carries grace, let's say a prophet, a person, a man of God everyone has been yearning to see, and all of a sudden you're stuck in their presence. Somehow you don't even know how you reached there. You don't know how you got that appointment. You don't know how you got connected to reach there. You don't know how things got aligned for you to be there. Or you don't know how let's say you're someone who wants you would like, let's say, to be a lecturer in a particular university, and all of a sudden you're with the chancellor. face to face, that there is your moment to let down your strategy, is your moment. The heavens have all aligned for you to be able to fulfill your destiny. So that is one of the ways you know that you're in your time and your season. So wake up in the morning and you meet someone who is in charge, that you meet someone who is the ruler, that you meet the president or the king there, and then just know that is your Kairos moment. Tandika okola h choli no kola, do what you're supposed to do, because if you've met the president of the country, what more would tell you that your time is now, your season to shine is now, your season to manifest. A president is someone who finishes it all. He's a decision maker. He's the epitome of power. So if you've met out the epitome of power, the fountain of honor, what more do you want? So if you ever meet the person who is in charge, let's say you're meeting the toppest CEO of an organization you wanted to work for, do you think everyone meets them? That day you meet them, whether you're meeting them for coffee, whether you bumped into them, whether what, it is a sign to show that it's your season and time. The second person is when you meet a wealthy man. Banange, you people, a man who is wealthy enough to change your status, a man who can invest in your business, a man. You do not start taka. Do not start talking about this and that, praising him how he has a nice shirt, asking for food, asking stupid questions, asking for stupid handouts. No, the season is now. The lights are all out there. The stars have aligned for you. Everything is screaming. This is the right season. You've met a wealthy man. The man can give you capital. A man can, give you connections. A man can point you in the right direction. A man can kickstart your journey, and you're just there dilly-dallying. No, that shows you this is my Kairos moment. The third person you ever meet, and you know that this is your opportune moment, is when you meet a man who carries grace. A man who carries grace, for example, can be a prophet. It can be a person with talent, that particular thing which you've wanted to do for so long. So if you find a person who carries grace, let's say a prophet, a person, a man of God everyone has been yearning to see, and all of a sudden you're stuck in their presence. Somehow you don't even know how you reached there. You don't know how you got that appointment. You don't know how you got connected to reach there. You don't know how things got aligned for you to be there. Or you don't know how let's say you're someone who wants you would like, let's say, to be a lecturer in a particular university, and all of a sudden you're with the chancellor face to face. That there is your moment to let down your strategy, is your moment. The heavens have all aligned for you to be able to fulfill your destiny. So that is one of the ways you know that you're in your time and your season. So today we are going to end here, but I want you to know that if there is a man praying, then there is a God to answer. Do not cease praying, lift your faith, but also ask God for the spirit of discernment, so that your time and seasons do not pass you by. Like I've said, if you're doing something out of season, you're going to need a lot of grace. But if you're doing something in season, everything is going to align in your favor. The angels, the creation, everything, authority will fight for you. And also we've said that God sees men as seasons. When God blesses men in your life, do not look at it as, I just bumped into the king, I just bumped into the president. Do you know I just bumped into the CEO of so and so? My dear, people just don't bump into great men. God is just showing you, God is using those men you call bumping into as your seasons, because to God, men are seasons. So, and we've said that seasons are very important. If you dare tap into the right season, because remember Ecclesiastes 9 said time and chance happens to them all. If you tap into the right time and the right season, you are going to manifest. May these Mba months be your prophetic time and season. May you tap in the right people. May God align the right men before you. May you not miss your season. May you be able to manifest as the year comes to an end. May you not say that 2025 was a year that was doomed, but may this continue to be your year till the end. Ciao.